I think safety can be looked at in various aspects. One is the safety of integration. Now SAP passes out certifications, so interface certifications for example. And with that regards, that certifies that your system doesn't break the SAP system. So that's safety on the one hand side. What to me is much more important is the safety that I just spoke about before, which is the safety of being able to actually keep your SAP system alive. The more stuff you put in there, the harder it is to be kept alive, to be maintained, to be upgraded. So if you take it out, it actually makes your SAP system safer. Well, Basware offers what is called enterprise purchase-to-pay solutions, and that covers a wealth of products. We can start talking about invoice automation, for example, which is looking at your invoices, how they come into the organization, how they are handled in there. And the key word there is automation. So that's the differentiation to, for example, having a simple workflow.
Yeah.
The other thing is purchase management. So you could easily say that purchase management and SAP SRM, for example, are competing products. On the other hand side, the targets are slightly different in terms of who is using it in the organization, and you will find that sometimes there is a differentiation between direct goods and indirect goods being purchased. And depending on the organization, that might make sense to actually have both in there as well. There are many value-added modules, so to say, like for example a KPI view on things, which is crucial to everyone who wants to make sure that the business processes actually become better. You need to manage them in a way. You need to understand what values, what measurements you take into consideration. And without that, any process is just a process, but it doesn't actually get better along the way.
So why are your KPIs any good?
Well, because we got them from the Hackett Group. We did them together with the Hackett Group, and they are the specialists there. So actually, we got some intellectual property in to do that, and we provide a set of a couple of hundred KPIs instantly that people can choose from to actually know what they want to look at and how they want to measure their results in the invoicing process or in the purchasing process. But there are other solutions as well. There's, for example, a mobile solution, which allows you to extend invoice processing and invoice automation to your mobile clients, to your handhelds. So if your management staff is on the road, that also means that you can look at it on the road, on your mobile phone, and approve invoices or reject invoices or do whatever you want there. And yeah, that's an important part as well. That's definitely invoice automation at the moment. Yes. Catching up on the functionality that Basware has to offer is probably quite a hard thing to do for SAP. Basware has 20 years of experience at the moment, and catching up on that means investing a lot of money, a lot of time in that. And for the CIO, that means waiting a couple of years. That means waiting 3 or 4 years. Right now, if I were a CIO, I would be thinking about how can I implement projects with a lot bang for the buck. Which means a project that runs for half a year, 3/4 of a year, where I have instant visibility on total cost of ownership, on the return on investment, on how much I do actually get out of the project. Basware delivers such a project easily, and it's something that can be calculated. So at the end of a project time of half a year, 3/4 of a year, I as a CFO or I as a CIO have the means to go back and see how successful I was. Waiting for 3 years will also mean giving away a lot of money. It means not getting 70 to 90% of your cost savings that you could have with a proper solution. And implementing something in SAP, if you get a first version on it, it also means that you don't get all the intellectual property, so you just cover 10% or 20% of that. But that also means just 10 or 20% of the savings that you possibly could make. So I don't think it's a good idea.